All right, with the crazy six-pack and the ridiculous gun show always on display, Dwayne Johnson already looks superhuman. So just wait till you see him in animated form, drawing on his musical talent, who knew, for Disney's new blockbuster, Moana. Here's ABC's Nick Watt.
Kakamora.
Kako what?
Murdering little pirates.
I think it's a fun-filled adventure, but its male co-star thinks Moana is a real tearjerker.
Ocean! Do something! Help us!
I have never cried consistently. Cameramen are laughing. Through a movie that I have with this movie. Just to be clear, they're all manly tears, though.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson voices a fun-loving demigod Maui who kind of messes up.
You will restore the heart.
And it's young Moana's job to save her mythical Pacific island from his folly that unleashed a terrible curse.
This is a young girl who is driving this story, who is saving the world.
Well, it's a new version of a hero, right? A new version of a female hero. There is no love interest and there's no damsel in distress character in her. She represents so many 15, 16-year-old girls out there. By the way, I have a 15-year-old daughter who is just like Moana, who's ambitious and has a really strong point of view and wants to tackle the world and loving tapping into her own identity and putting me in my place.
You are not my hero, and I'm not here so you can sign my order.
There are parts of your story that are reflected in this movie.
Just handsome, brown-eyed soul.
Exactly.
I was actually talking about the ups and downs, highs and lows of his career.
You just earned yourself a dance with the devil, boy.
He's now the star of the Fast and Furious franchise and the world's highest paid actor, but life wasn't always so good.
Played football, didn't make it, failed at that. There were a lot of failures that Maui has had to go through too as well.
And Moana 2 in this movie, made by our parent company, Walt Disney.
She's gonna trip and fall, and she's gonna learn the lessons as she goes along.
Enjoy the island. Maui, out.
No! Stop! Hey! You have to put back the heart!
There's a great line in the movie where I think my character says, no, you're a princess, and she's very adamant, I'm not a princess.
Yeah.
I'm the daughter of the chief, but I'm not a princess. And I say something like, well, listen, if you got a dress and you got a sidekick, then you're a princess. It's very funny. It's the best line in the movie.
It's a good line. Yeah,
I said it.
It's a good line. It's a good line.
My line.
Yeah, well done. Well done.
Yeah, thank you.
And you will journey to different...
The message here,
We gotta move.
never give up.
And she's back. And there's also another message that I got a pretty good singing voice.
When you were waddling yay high, this guy. When the nights got cold, who stole you fire from down below?
Music composed by, among others, Lin-Manuel Miranda of Hamilton fame.
We read the wind and the sky when the sun is high. We sail the length of the seas on the ocean breeze.
How did you find the time?
Well, actually, I got this job about 6 months before Hamilton started rehearsals. Actually, it's exactly 7.5 months, and I know it because I found out I was going to be a father the same day I found out I got the job. So it was one of those life-changing days. I'd have Skype meetings at 5 p.m. with the creative team in Burbank, and they'd all be sitting there in their sweats and their clothes, and I'd be sitting in an 18th century blouse because I was about to be on stage an hour later.
So a musical animation, strange territory for the one-time wrestler.
It's fair to say you're a fairly physical actor.
Walking Tall,
Everybody down!
San Andreas, Hercules. We usually see The Rock. That's kind of the point.
Well, you hear Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, you're like, oh, there's going to be a character who's going to punch people out. It's going to be awesome.
How was it to try and project just using your voice?
It was exercising a different muscle, and it was a great challenge. I roll my sleeves up when I'm challenged that way. And there's multiple cameras on you just like this, and as you're saying these lines, and how you say them and how your facial expressions are delivering the lines. So all that is infused into the animation.
The ocean's straight up kooky dukes.
If I was pitching this movie, I'd call it a ballsier Frozen set in the sunny Pacific.
You have Samoan ancestry from your mother's side, right?
Correct. So my Polynesian descent, it was an opportunity for us to showcase Polynesian culture to the world on the big screen in a way that had never been showcased before.
We're talking about a system of navigation that is unequaled, you know, to be able to sail into the open sea without maps and compasses and go from one island to find the next by reading the world. And the metaphor of I have to keep my island and where I'm from in my mind and fixed so I know where I'm going. I mean, you can't ask for a better metaphor as a songwriter.
Here's a little fun fact. The shape of Maui and his look, a lot of it was based off my grandfather. He looked like that. He's a Samoan high chief who had his high chief tattoos all over his body.
Was that your grandfather who was a wrestler as well?
Correct.
You know, you're not the hero. You're
Sure.
a bit of a goofball at points.
Well,
you know,
goofball's a little strong. Don't be angry because 15 Samoans beat your in rugby. He's got this thing. He played Brigham Young when he was in college. 15 Samoans were on the team. Okay, so now that's what happened. He sees my character and it's a goofball.
I'm holding on to some resentment clearly here. But
Okay.
I'm Nick Watt for Nightline in Los Angeles.
Moana is in theaters now.